or Casagmo?
No, I'm just a private citizen
Oh, okay.
on a walk in the park.
Kirk's the infamous one who's always taping.
Absolutely.
He's keeping everything documented for us. He's our historian.
Well, you never know what you're going to catch, you know?
No.
Very helpful. It's nice to have a record.
You have to make us a video so when we're old we have something to
There you go, right. It's better than family.
You're going to sell discs, sell CDs. Hey, Ben. This property must have been so gorgeous when it was a mansion because you could see the old trees. It must have been so pretty.
Start walking up, they'll probably be right there.
Okay.
So.
Just to level set while we're all still together, to remind the commission, I think, and Casagmo folks, you can feel free to kind of revise what I say a little bit, but I think we're here for kind of, there's two purposes the way I see it. One is, more the long range, the general issues that you've been experiencing for a long period of time. I won't summarize them because I know you will, and you put in our letters, but in one sense we're here with our hats thinking about the long range and planning, I dare say, and then separately you've asked us to consider the issues on the site, specifically in relation to the 34th Bailey Avenue application. So that's sort of the more immediate zoning issue, and that's why we've scheduled this walk while that 34th Bailey, public hearing is still happening, because they're asking us to look at it with that specifically, but still also more generally the long range issues, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Exactly. All right. Here's Jim. We can start our onward trip. Jim Holbert, president of Masterwork.
Hi, Jim. Good morning. Okay, do we have everybody? Elizabeth, I see that thing.
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
So this section right here is the box culvert that I talked about, and this technically belongs to Canfield, but once it shoots out here, this is all our property, and it has tremendously eroded just in the past couple of years. We've been out here in just a regular rainstorm, and the amount of water that comes out is mind-boggling. It actually just looks like there's no room in the culvert, and it just shoots out straight, and just has, usually in a straight line, hitting this bank over here. But Canfield lost their fence a couple of weeks ago, maybe a little bit more than that, a couple months ago. All of this stone collapsed, and they just recently had it rebuilt, just because of the water, the volume of water, the thunderous amount of water, and inside the grate, there was an extra piece that back in 1987 Rudy Marconi put in there. Drew Glazier installed it, and it's separating from the initial part that was there for many years. So that's why water is probably getting through that separation and coming through the top and over the top of it, eroding all of this. So that's a problem. Canfield went and fixed this all nicely, but he didn't fix the problem.
But where's the water coming from? Town, like from Main Street?
The town is coming from all the way up.
Main Street.
Yeah, from Main Street.
From Main Street.
So it just sort of passes through Cannondale's property, right?
Cannonfield's, yes.
Cannonfield's property.
Yep.
So I don't know if they have a...
Well, yes, it comes under the road.
Yeah.
A lot of it comes from Arnold's Way, Ludington, but all the way up there, Boundary Park.
Yeah.
All the way up from...
And then is there everything that's draining off of their buildings coming into this as well? Is it all connected?
They have some, but most of the problem with them is it's draining off the back of the property. And then we have Casey draining into them,
Right.
which they lost a couple of basements here, were flooded at Storm Ida. But there's just still a lot of old drainage that's pouring off of Cannonfield.
Because Bailey Avenue,
Bailey Avenue doesn't. Bailey Avenue comes down this way.
This is
all
one half basically of the input of water to the property.
right. So
volume.
volume of water comes this way, and then coming down this way from behind Bailey Avenue, the Prospector, the library, it comes down this way. So when
We're
you,
getting it double from
oh yeah, yeah.
sides.
But
And the Elms development, does it have its own water? Like, does it just drain here too? I mean, right here?
it does. The
Yeah.
problem with the Elms is that there's a lot of daylight downspouts that
Yeah.
were. It was our understanding that they were going to be buried.
Right. Or even like water detention tanks would be normal, like to keep overflow from.
They do, but some of
Yeah.
even the president from the Elms knows that some of their detention tanks were not probably installed as he saw them to be installed. They were sort of like dry wells. But there's just a tremendous amount of water. I mean, you can even, if you're walking over here, you can see where the downspouts from these large roofs
Right.
come down, and they created trenches
Yeah.
here. So,
This is your property right in here.
right, all of this stretch all the way down from Main Street all the way down to the back.
Regarding the new project, 34 billion, what is your specific concern related to that project?
Added water. All added water, because when we go back to see Keeler, you'll see, even if you're here on a rainy day and you see it all come down from the bottom here, the volume of water is tremendous. We've been out in here in the rain getting soaked, and we're just shocked. You can't even get near this when it's really, really raining, because it's just too dangerous.
This is a video camera?
Yeah, yeah, but the only problem with it's a trail camera.
Okay.
And it works to catch raccoons and kids going in and out of the crate. The problem is it recognizes water flow, and even if the water flow goes really big, it will not recognize it. So it stops running.
So why do you think the improvement at Bailey adds more water?
But there's runoff.
Because of the runoff.
There's
There's
runoff.
gonna be
There's
additional-
runoff now.
But there's going to be additional impervious surface right now.
But actually, I think we're going to totally think about this and consider
Right.
it. But I think they're making strong efforts to make more pervious surface and do water retention.
And they have a net zero discharge. They have a
Yeah.
retention system.
Okay, let's just keep it
But
to
yes,
what we can see here
but
today.
definitely-
Instead of debating the
uh-huh.
issue. Let's debate the issue at the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
This
issue
is
is
really just to absorb what we can see.
right. The issue is just water and what we've been experiencing, and the tremendous amount of erosion that it's done.
All right. You wanted to show us the other side also, right?
We'll walk back and walk down to, or you can drive down to Keeler so you can go to your next
Okay.
appointment.
Is this trail that we're on, is this a trail, or is this another place where just extra runoff comes down? Is it kind of
Not a lot of water
added
comes
into
off of here. It's really coming.
coming from here.
It stays. I guess because there's more grass in there, it absorbs it before it gets here. But yes, some water comes out. Not from the downspouts.
So I see
there.
like a downspout there.
There's
and
some,
stuff.
but they're all open. But I'm just surprised here at the Elms, what we were told what was going to happen, or what we thought was going to happen, didn't really happen.
In your
And I'm concerned.
in your letters and things like that you submitted, I don't think I've seen any photographs of this area. It'd be helpful
I think I
for
did.
you to do that.
I thought I gave you these. This was the big one. They all look alike after a while.
Right.
Maybe they're
I mean,
in
I
there
have
and
this
just
great big giant thing in my office that shows you aerial.
Yeah.
It shows you lots of photographs. It shows you the flow of this.
This
We
would be
went-
helpful for the public meetings.
Rob, can I ask a question? So,
I can
regardless,
deliver it.
regardless of Bailey, is this a issue on our plates otherwise?
Yeah, well, that's what I said in the beginning. Like,
Okay.
they're asking us to look at this as first of all a general infrastructure concern, town sewer,
Yeah.
stormwater management, planning, etc., and then separately also Bailey. So,
Okay.
but we're looking at it with both eyes today.
Just water in general.
Yeah.
Volume of water.
Everything upstream comes down through here, and this is one half of it. So,
Yeah, this is
in
one half.
summary,
This isn't the half
one
that's related to
the other
Bailey.
half that's more related to Bailey.
Gotcha.
Do you have your pictures? Like,
Yes, I do.
I'm just making sure I'm a photographer, so I'm just making sure you have it like really like.
Oh, I do.
give us-
We
think-
went
and then
all
a
the way down
perspective, so we can see where it is placed, so we're not just looking
Yep.
at like a photo. That would be great.
No, it's got to flow.
And that way everybody.
Are we walking to the other side now?
Yes.
Well, we can drive because we have to walk right by our cars.
Down there, but it's also meeting what is going straight upstream to Ridgefield Library and also the Prospector, and then further up to say Bailey. But the
So
water all flows this way.
Between Ridgefield Supply and Prospect,
Ridgefield
there's that
Supply is
creek.
right there. Yep.
That creek.
Yep.
piece.
The Ridgefield Brook. That's how it flows.
So this bit of water is convergence of two sources, one up from Main Street and one over by Ridgefield Supply and Bailey.
If you kind of go straight ahead, you're right behind Ridgefield Supply, and so that's the other half that where the water can barely out.
And then you keep going, then Prospector and the library. And then it just comes down from, you know, there's a lot of water runoff that comes behind here. That's also a problem because it's, the drainage just goes way over and it's flooding out our, this is all wetlands back there, but it's also flooding it out. But this problem right here, we dredged this less than a year ago before Storm Ida. And these branches are new. Because this was all cleaned out after Storm Ida.
Flooded out that whole straight ahead
But
of
the
us.
amount of
The
sediment
water was also
is
like
just,
in the roadway here.
we removed probably about 100 yards of sediment just from this pond alone, and we removed it from the top part too, so you can see. It's like what happens. Like this regularly reaches on a heavy rainfall.
Like reaches out on that street.
Yes, it catches everything right here. And then it goes across the street to that culvert over there, and the problem is, it's all...
That one overflows too.
Yeah, you know.
I live right over there, so I've seen it, yeah.
So it's all, you know, it's all volume related, but the issue is we're 50 years old, and the pipes that are here are only so big. And this is where...
Walk over that
Yes.
All the water was up here, higher than this, and flowing
This
down.
is where it jumped here.
This got compressed, so what we're trying
A tremendous amount of silt. Look at the beach in front of these
infrastructure that we
condos,
have here.
and it jumped up to their front stoop. And we've probably seen that about
There's a lot more water runoff
But
coming
this
with
is what,
more
this was the
sort of
problem. It
space.
just jumped this,
So there's a
hit the back of that building, which is a building that had 6 feet 3 inches of water, and it went along the back, hit a retaining wall, ripped a storage room door out of its jam, and went into the building and broke through 2 walls of sheetrock.
So all the water's flowing through.
And nobody called to say they heard anything. They called because someone was walking too heavily upstairs, but nobody called. But there were probably about 6 inches of mud and fish in the bottom of that building.
Does this pipe stay underground all the way over to where Grove Street is?
No, this one goes into the next pond.
Okay.
That's the one I can keep.
There's a lot of water.
Walking over there and working.
Yeah, it's a sight. I mean, because you know, at the end of the day, the whole everything north of here, I guess south of here, is a lot higher than here, right? So all that water is like flows through. All about that.
Really? When it does overflow on a regular blade basis, it generally goes down.
The same house in there. Oh yeah.
Well, I live right over there, so I look out my back window, and every time it rains, I can see it. Like,
Because it regularly can go right past those weeping willows.
So this is coming through there.
Yes. Yeah, this is all still part of the Ridgefield Brook coming through here. There's a large drainage over there. We have a goldfish pond over on that side of the property. It's spring fed, keeps its level all the time. So that's not really the biggest issue, but this is.
Yeah, like almost every one of our houses.
Debris in here. We also have a commercial sump pump system in the ground over here, which is what saved this building. The meters were all buried underwater, but it kept going. The backup system for the generator is gas, but it didn't have to come on because it was just running underwater.
And have you dredged this? You mentioned
Oh, yeah.
dredging the other one. Have
Yeah.
you dredged this one recently? Or,
Same time,
what was that, about a year ago? You said?
less
Before
than a year.
Ida.
Just it was 1 year before Ida.
1 year
Less than 1 year before Ida. So when Nazero came in and totally dredged all of this. Nazero? Gene Nazero. So all of this was, you know, cleaned out. And we're back. But this, on a regular rain, can go up past the weeping willows up onto the lawn.
And then that's the outlet over
This
there.
is
in
the outlet over
corner
here.
that goes
Then it goes out to
Grove.
well, it goes out to
Right
we have that
before
big pit. Yes. And that's not overflowed, it's gotten really high. But then it finally exits out because that's just got enough there to
It's basically all
Here are the
staying in
water.
here.
yeah, it's just waiting to empty. But it's just when it rains it puts your heart in your mouth. Never mind Storm Ida.
Yeah, almost every big rain, it gets like all. I'm watching it. Like, is it gonna overflow? It goes to the top. Like,
Bro, just regular rain.
Just regular loud rain.
Every-
You put it
if
on
it's
a
a regular-
downpour, you
yeah.
wait 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, this comes up.
And then how long does it take to subside on a normal without a big storm?
It depends on the amount of rainfall, but if it's regular, raining throughout the day, it'll stay that way until it slows down. It goes right out here, and it goes out to that great pit, big pit on Grove, on our property. Then it goes under the road.
The road to the stream on the other side.
It's where the
Farmingville.
South Street water treatment facility is.
Well, it's behind. Yeah,
Yeah.
it actually ends up going to Farmingville.
Okay.
So
It's been really helpful.
that's our story.
Is there anything else you want to show us?
No, I just have that great big mural that it would be helpful for you to understand the flow of this.
It would be, yeah,
It's
and the
very
site
visual.
plan.
And I have a site plan, and it's
The problem
also
with the basically is that every project that comes to us, the engineers assure us that it's going to create zero increase in our we can't say you're a bunch of liars,
Right.
and after the fact, to come back in and try to re-engineer it is also not up for approval.
and we're not against development either. It's a good thing for the town, but we're reaching a problem here where we can't handle the water from the Ridgefield Brook anymore, and that's our concern. So.
Yeah, it's a cumulative effect.
Yeah. I mean, we spent almost $40,000 dredging all these ponds less than a year ago, and now we have to do it again. And granted, the town stepped in, and the town did truck up all the detritus.
Right.
But that was just and that was a great big savings. But still, it's just the dredging alone is expensive for everybody in here to absorb.
If the town continues to be generous to do that, the town's paying for buildings and things that are being built that aren't, the town's paying for it. I mean, it's bottom line. Even if they step in and cart it away for us, it's the result of the building. And why should the town be shouldering the cost of having to help us prevent our buildings from flooding?
Do you have a regular schedule in which you dredge? Is it something that you've done every 5 years or every 2 years or every?
I've only dredged 2 other times.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, I dredged last year, everything, and now I have to dredge again.
Again.
So I've never been in the position of, having to regularly dredge.
How long have you been here in your role? Long time,
14
right?
years.
14. So in 14 years, you dredged the once right before Ida,
Twice.
and then you're going to
Twice.
have to do it again.
Well, I
twice.
did it twice before Ida, and now I'm going to have to do it again.
Okay. That's good
Just
data
keep
to
us-
have also,
Got
like
that
for
on
us
the-
to know
That's on the map.
when you have done it, to see the frequency and
Yeah, it's all kind of I encapsulated on one great big mural, so you can kind of see the overall issues.
Do you have a digital version?
No, it's gigantic. I need a plotter printer is what I need, but we're
or just take a big photo of it.
Yeah, at times a photo of it will work.
well, I can always drop it off there.
Maybe they could put the timeline on when you dredged before, and then maybe
I have it on there.
like historical what's going on in between those times and what maybe you think is making it speed up.
It's
that the
all
times
on
are
there.
going
It's
to-
just we're not able to handle the load anymore. That's really the bottom line.
yeah, probably with the changes, whatever happens.
It is. It doesn't matter whether it's coming up from up here, over there. It's all coming into the Ridgefield Brook at some point, and it's creating a tremendous amount of volume for us.
Do you have the historical information on what it was designed around? What kind of storm event did they originally size these or anything like that?
In 1977.
This was David Paul.
Just saying.
I wish I did. I don't even have any building layouts, so if I did, I'd gladly provide
all
them.
these other places didn't exist back then. This was like.
I mean, back then, I don't think they would have put a building here. They would have.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things they wouldn't have done now.
Did they know they were going to put this many buildings in here at that point? Or?
It was the 70s.
Yeah, it just was random.
I've been here all my life, so.
I have too. But I know a lot of the other stuff that's upstream was not there. This came in and then there wasn't.
I mean, I used to come here and play with the Sheehan kids, on this property and hang out in the barn when your parents didn't care where you went. So
Okay. Anything else to say?
that's pretty much
Scott has
the
video
flow.
if anybody wants to see, what the results and.
You have a lot of videos too.
It'd be good to send some of those in
Yep.
to us. Pictures speak 1,000 words.
They do.
Videos speak 1,000,000.
They do. So I just wanted you to come on site
I
of the
have my own
property,
too.
and then I can give you the mural so you can actually all see it, and it'll make more sense to you because it has a lot of data on it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we talking about this on Tuesday?
Well, we have continuation of family.
Mr. and Mrs. Everhart.
We've been asked to look at this in context of that. So.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
You know, I